Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Domestic violence, homelessness, suicide, and often drug addiction are just symptoms of the issues people have when they struggle with mental illness. Often people don't seek help because they and their families feel stigmatized by it. But my guests today are helping people come into the light. And joining me today is Christin and Alex Lewis, and their organization is the LuvU Project.
Yes, well, thank you so much for having us. The LuvU Project we founded in October of 2014, shortly after the untimely passing of my mother. And immediately after, my mother was very involved and very passionate about a number of initiatives in the community. And to continue her goodness and really honor her, my father, my husband Alex, and I decided that we had to create an organization to continue that goodness. In that, we looked at a number of the initiatives and really found that a common thread in what she was involved in had a tie to mental illness in society. It's such an incredibly enormous issue, with 1 in 4 individuals in America dealing with a mental or substance abuse issue this year alone. Our mission actually is to set a quantifiable and responsible agenda to bring actions to light to lead to mental health progression in society.
This is a very big project. It's an emotional one, but what you're hoping to do is benefit not just children who are discovering that they are having some difficulties in school, but you mentioned something about the largest part of people's lives.
We actually have a great partnership with the Johns Hopkins University School of Public Health and their Department of Mental Health. So coming up in this October, we have decided to go and explore how mental health affects individuals in society in the largest part of their life, which is middle of their life, where they tend to spend in the workplace traditionally. There's a lot of studies that have been done on early childhood intervention with mental illness and mental health. There's been geriatric and elderly intervention and studies on that, but really there's been relatively nothing done at that time. So we're looking to bring together the top minds in industry, academia, and government into a symposium that addresses the issue of workplace mental health, and not only addresses to lead to another white paper necessarily and
You want results.
We want results.
You want to see quantifiable results.
Exactly, and what we're aiming towards is, our mantra is, we want to advance mental health through action, and that is the key.
And that brings me to one of the areas that you work particularly in, called YouLead.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Absolutely, and thank you again for having us. YouLead is a component of the LuvU Project. It's a young professional organization where its mission is basically to serve the global mission of the LuvU Project. So what we've found through talking with people that are a lot smarter than Krista and I in the mental health world is that the stigma surrounding mental health issues, it's much more easily discussed with people in the younger generation, generally between 20 to 40 years old. So we thought that we needed to target that audience, which is generally young professionals, and bring them in so that we could work together with this age group to elevate the conversation on mental health, to try and break down some of that stigma. So we have quarterly events where we'll have a fun, lively happy hour type event where we'll bring in, there's always a purpose. We often say happy hour with a purpose. We'll bring in speakers or researchers or find some way that we weave in mental health and facts about it. So there's always discussion about that conversation, that we can break down some of those barriers. Sort of a little bit of a safe space for people to come and talk.
So you shine a light on the issue and people can be open. At the same time, you're raising money, correct?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
That's got to be an important part of what you're doing. So how do you do that?
Like I said previously, we have the quarterly events, but this coming up in September, on September 16th, is the first annual YouLead fundraiser. The event is called I Love the 90s. It's a 90s themed sort of throwback party, and the money raised from this, from that event, is going to go towards funding the Carolyn C. Mattingly Award for Excellence in Mental Health Reporting.
And as you mentioned that, you know, the LuvU Project is a new project, and yet you've accomplished so much. Tell me about your accomplishments.
Yes, so like I mentioned with the partnership with Johns Hopkins, we also have a really exciting partnership with the National Press Foundation. With that, as Alex mentioned, we have established the Carolyn C. Mattingly Award for Excellence in Mental Health Reporting. This past May was actually the first awarding of that piece, and we were able to, the individuals that won it were Leonora Lapeter Anton, Michael Braga, and Anthony Cormier, that did a piece that really highlighted and exposed the weaknesses in Florida's mental health systems based on $100 million in budget cuts. That piece actually went on, after we had identified it and awarded it, to win the Pulitzer Prize in investigative journalism.
So you're doing such important and exciting work, and as you said, it affects 1 in 4 people.
Yes.
So people need to stay in touch and they need to get connected.
Yes.
How do they do that?
Well, we try and foster a really lively, as Alex mentioned, safe environment for folks to come out. But we want to connect through our programs, through our initiatives, the opportunity for individuals to feel comfortable to discuss mental health issues in society.
Do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, Twitter.
Oh, wow, you're really tied in there.
Yes, if you go to our website, you can sign up for any of our
And
email
what is your
blasts.
website?
Our website is www.theluvuproject.org, with LuvU spelled L-U-V-U.
This is fantastic. I really, really hope that our viewers will take the opportunity to go to the website and learn more about the LuvU Project. And I ask that you'll come back and see us again and let us know how it goes and update us on your very important work.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you, viewers, for watching The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.